And joining us now, none other than Matthew Tkachuk. Kind of joint. Listen, man, with the shades on, life is good. Stanley Cup champion. First and foremost, how was the golf game today?
I mean, it's just okay. I'm out here having fun. Wasn't really hitting a whole lot, just kind of hanging. I had a great group, just a lot of laughs, a lot of banter. Had a few good putts, but really just was hanging out, having a good time, and yeah, there were a lot of drinks probably throughout the day, which is always fun with the group. So I love coming to this tournament, the American Century, and the whole tournament that they put on is first class. And this is my second year here now, coming to it, and I hope it's a tradition every year because it's one of the best weeks, if not the best of summer.
Well, listen, we had an intermediary that was working on our behalf that didn't seem like they were very effective in getting you on the show. So I had to kind of come in here and step in. So, Chucky, with our producers that are listening here in the control room, since they owe you a steak and a lobster, a sea bass and a lobster, they owe me one, where would you suggest they take us down in South Florida next time?
Oof, wow. Well, I got to say it was my fault a little. I've got the timing mixed up, so apologize on my end, but it's all good. We're out here now. Where should we go down in Fort Lauderdale? Maybe Elbow Room? Make it easy?
Oh, okay. Elbow Room. You're letting him off light, though. He's letting him off light.
That's not a light bill there.
Well, I don't know how the steak and lobster is at the Elbow Room, but I know they do serve drinks.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just kind of been the staple of my family. When they're in town, it's close to the house, and our team with winning, we've made that kind of our second Fort Lauderdale home. So it's always fun going and celebrating there, and when you win, you earn the right to celebrate all summer. So maybe we'll do that.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Right.
So you guys win the cup. You have you're on the ice. I saw you guys off the ice. I don't know if you destroyed the locker room again. Like, I guess there was a lot of repairs that had to be done last year. But hey, you win the cup. You do what you want. Well, how has it been the last couple of weeks in the lead up to headed now out to Lake Tahoe?
It's been an incredible few weeks, just like last year. I think what was so different this year, comparing it to last year, which has made it maybe more fun this time around, is you know what to expect. I mean, last year we're waking up every day like not knowing what's coming for that day with the cup. We won so late last year too that it was weird. Like, the cup had to go to Vegas for the draft and the awards, and then it was free agency. So we only really had it for a few days, where this year we had it for, a week and a bit. So we did a lot of celebrating. We earned it. We worked so hard on the ice, and we deserve to have a little fun off it. So it was great. That time in Florida was incredible. Then a few of us snuck down to Bahamas, which was supposed to be a relaxing trip, was not. And then we, everybody after that, at that point, it was probably 10 days, 2 weeks, and then everybody going their separate ways home for the summer. So it's been incredible. It was great going back to St. Louis and seeing, family and friends there, and being able to celebrate a bit with them. And then fast forward to now being my second time around at this. It's great to be out here at the American Century Championship here in Lake Tahoe.
Doing a little damage with Lord Stanley riding shotgun. I like the sound of that. Matthew, what's it like to you when you think about the fact the capital of the hockey world is Sunrise, Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible when you say it like that. I mean, who would have ever thought? I know when I first came in the league, coming down to Tampa and Florida, like you probably would have never expected those two teams 10 years later would have 4 combined championships and however many combined finals. So hockey's growing in the whole state of Florida, and especially on the east side now with us over in Fort Lauderdale. Some guys live in Boca, all the way to Sunrise where the rink is. It's been hockey's just growing tremendously, and to be a part of that, and to be a part of the growth of hockey in South Florida, it makes me very proud.
Matthew, listen, let's go back, okay? So I played both there in South Florida and in Tampa, and it's amazing what both franchises have done. But I got to ask you, if you recall, during All-Star Weekend, we were out at that roller rink, you and I, right before that skills competition with you and your brother, and you said to me, you're like, Weeksy, this is special down here. I didn't know it was this sweet. Could you have envisioned at that time what you guys would go on to accomplish to this point? 3 straight Stanley Cup final. This is incredible.
I definitely envisioned it. I just didn't know if it'd come true or not. So the fact that it did is it's really remarkable. It's incredible. It speaks to our whole organization. And I could be here for hours talking about our organization top to bottom, from, the Violas to Bill Zito, to Paul and the coaches, to the trainers, the players. Everything is such a first-class organization. And it just, playing down in Florida and being able to live there and see the support of the fans and being on a winning team, I don't want to leave. Nobody wants to leave. That's why we've created something so special down there. And we are able to keep players, because why would you want to leave that? And we're able to attract players that want to be a part of a great, culture, which I think is one of, if not the best in the league. So we have something special brewing down in Florida. We've seen it the last few years, and I know it might be crazy to say now, but I think we're just continuing to go upwards on a trajectory right now. And we're all pretty young, relatively. And, we think that, we just want to give ourselves a chance to win each and every year. And we think we could do that.
I'm going to follow up on that, because that was going to be my question, Matthew. I mean, you guys spent a lot of time together, and I know you just won. Guys are banged up. You went through a lot. Your teammates went through a lot. But the talk about maybe doing something historic, I mean, nobody has won 3 Stanley Cups in a row since the early 80s when the Islanders were able to do it. They went on to win 4 in a row. You just mentioned you got a team that's stayed together. Everybody's relatively young. Do you guys talk about the possibility of doing something historic moving forward?
To be honest, I think we just talk about making the playoffs. I think that's what makes our team, as good and successful as we are, is we're not thinking like some of these teams that, there's a bunch of teams in the league that have a chance to win each and every year, call it 10 teams or whatever. And I think some of the mistakes that those teams make is they start looking at the end goal at the start. It's cup or bust, or, we have to win. Like for us this past year, we were just like, let's just make the playoffs and get into a series with the team. And, then we like our chances. So that's our mindset. We really, make it a small, target on what we want to accomplish. And that's, getting through the regular season, becoming a playoff team. And then from there, you see what happens, because whenever you make playoffs, you have a chance to win. So we don't look at that whole end goal at the start of it. I think it's hard not to think about it because of what we've been through the last few years. But that's what made our team successful this past year. And that's what makes us successful, is we just, one step at a time, make playoffs, and then go from there.
Paul Maurice always enjoys himself up there. I mean, listen, the press, we love him. He's a great quote. He's always entertaining. But his journey, Matthew, is amazing. He was coaching so young early in his career, back there with Hartford, wins that Stanley Cup, now back with you guys. And it looks like he's on a path to eclipse some of Scotty Bowman's all-time records in terms of coaching, depending on how long Mo wants to go. What is he like in that room for you players as a coach?
Well, I hope he continues to coach for as long as he wants, because, I've never had a better coach. A guy who communicates with the players so well. It's really hard to find a coach that every single player on the team really likes. I think that's impossible. And he's found a way to make that happen. His pregame speeches, whether it's in the middle of December, it feels like a game 7, or, coming into the playoffs, just getting us so prepared for each and every game. We're so lucky to have him and the whole coaching staff behind the bench, not just, Paul, but the rest of the staff is incredible. They give us such a great game plan. They get us prepared, and we're very lucky to have them. We're very lucky to have them for 3 years now, and going forward, hopefully for a bunch more. So, again, with the players, with the trainers, with the coaches, with the management, we're all continuing just to build together, which is very special.
He was my favorite NHL head coach as well that I played for. I want to ask you this. I've been referencing your family a lot, and how you have been able to, through your parents and your upbringing and your extended family, have the success of yourself, your sister, and your brother. What can you share? What kind of nuggets can you share? Because there's a lot of parents that tune in that have kids playing at different levels. What's a nugget that you can share with everybody that's been so helpful to all the amazing success that you and your family have had?
I remember my dad just never let me play hockey in the summer. That was a big one. He wanted me to be a well-rounded athlete. Played all different sports, play everything I can, hang out with all my friends, because you'd have friends, on your hockey team, you'd have friends on your baseball team, on your, school soccer team, whatever it was. And he was really big on that, which is very rare now. Now you see kids that are skating, 6 or 7 times in the summer and almost becoming like hockey robots. And I just think those kids burn out or don't love it as much as maybe a kid like me or my brother, where, we got to do everything else. And then, you know, when it was time to make a decision, we were like, yep, hockey it is. And then we go from there. So, I mean, even in the summer, like I don't really skate that much still because of, you know, what my dad taught me at a young age. And, you know, I play a bunch of different sports in the summer and try to really, you know, be a well-rounded athlete. So I think that's one big thing. And then the other biggest thing he always told me and my brother was just compete and be a good team. Maybe if you do those two things, you're going to be very successful.
Awesome.
I just say amen to all that because it is so true. It's great advice. If there are parents listening, kids listening, that is terrific, terrific advice. You see how successful
the summer hockey camps aren't going to be happy with that.
Well, hey, listen, I know, but at the end of the day, for especially young kids, it's great advice, and it really served you well, and I think it served a lot of athletes well over many years. Let me get back to the golf outing there. Who's your favorite guy to see at this? You've been out there a couple of times. Anybody you're just like really excited to see? Somebody you haven't met yet? What's it like out there with all these guys from the different sports all golfing?
Yeah, that's really tough because they're all such great guys. Just from the hockey guys, first of all, just seeing Ocean and Pav, two incredible guys, and you know, USA hockey legends, seeing them out here and just talking with them. We were talking a little bit about the Olympics the other day. So it's just really cool to see them and talk to them. I haven't seen them since last year at this tournament. So great to see them. It's always great seeing Charles. He's a real treat. I'm excited to see the Kelsey brothers. We had some fun with them last year. We had a really good crew of I forget what the drinking game is. It might be called like beer baseball or something. We had a great crew of a bunch of guys in all different sports, and you know, some actors in there. So like Miles Teller, and then there was Baker Mayfield was in there, and we just had a bunch of different guys that it's going to be so fun to see and hang out with again. But I would say probably my favorite guy might be Derek Lowe, former pitcher for the Red Sox. He is an absolute beauty. So he's been he is so funny, and ever since I came here last year, he's been great to me.
Love the shout out to Miles Teller. He's going to blow for my book, by the way. He's a great guy, fellow Eagles fan. So love Miles Teller. Joe Buck also great as well. Matthew Tkachuk, fantastic job, man. Seriously, have a blast out there. Congrats on an enormous season. We appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Have a great rest of your guys' summer.